Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video, let's have a look at the Samsung's premium soundbar, that is the Samsung Soundbar Q950T, and this is a 9.1.4 soundbar that supports ATMOS and DTS-X audio. And guys, if you recall, I have been in search for a good ATMOS based soundbar because of the situation that we are mostly in the house. So I was looking for a good soundbar, and if you guys recall and you've been watching my channel, I've tested a lot of soundbars, even one soundbar from Sony that had ATMOS, that was a mid-range, but I was simply not satisfied with that one. And I was searching a lot for good ATMOS based soundbars, and I saw some rave reviews for this one. So I thought, why not, let's try it out. So here we have it, and I have been actually testing and using this for the last almost 3 weeks. So let me share what do I feel about this soundbar. So guys, this is the soundbar, and this is having that fabric. I'll just name it on the screen what it's called because I'll misspell it. And again, as you can see, it's very minimalistic in the design. It doesn't try to stand out or something like that. You also get this wireless subwoofer, and apart from this, we also get two rare satellite speakers that also have ATMOS capabilities, that are firing one even for the rare one. And these are all wirelessly actually connected. Moving to the connectivity, we have one ER port, and also we have two HDMI in, which actually support 4K video up to 60 Hz. Also, it has optical in and also Wi-Fi support, and it also supports Alexa. So guys, I've connected the soundbar to this Samsung TV, and as you can see, it's over here. It's connected. I'll show you the interface later on. And this is connected over ER connection, and I did not have any problems. For example, I'll also show you Netflix and stuff, and that was passing actually ATMOS signal. And if you actually have a new Samsung 2020 television, they also have something known as Q Symphony, which not only actually uses the sound from the soundbar, but also uses the speakers that are on the TV. So again, if you have that option, new latest Samsung TV, you have that option, but you can actually disable it if you want. And also in terms of loudness, it's actually very, very loud. And as it's connected over an ARC connection, if you notice, you can use your TV remote, and it will actually you can control the volume directly from that. And also from the TV, you can control some of the basic modes that it has, like surround, game, adaptive sound, and standard. I'll talk about these things in the later part of the video. In terms of actually the speakers on this one, guys, it actually has total of 20 speakers, and it can get very, very loud. And guys, if you recall, as I said earlier, this is actually a 9.1.4 setup. Generally, if you see other soundbars, most of them, even ATMOS ones, they will say that 5.1.4 or 7.1.4. What does this mean? That means it has actually 9 channels of sound, and that 0.1 means that one subwoofer you're getting, and that 0.4 means 4 speakers of firing speakers for ATMOS effect. This is the only soundbar that supports that 9.1.4 setup. And for the ATMOS effect, you also need that up-firing speakers. So we have up-firing speakers on the soundbar itself, and also on the rare satellite speakers that we have, that also has up-firing speakers. So that way we call that 0.4, that are the 4 up-firing speakers that actually hit your ceiling and bounce back, so you get that effect. And you can actually control the individual channel levels on the soundbar. For example, I increase the top firing speakers level. You can go up to +6 or -6. So I like the fact that it allows us to adjust the channel, because everybody's room is a little bit different, guys. So you can adjust the center speaker, side speaker, top firing speaker, the level of the back speaker, so you can do all that. And now coming to ATMOS sources, guys, as you can see, this is Netflix, and some of the shows and movies do support ATMOS, and you will get this icon. Again, you have to be in the highest plan of Netflix to get the ATMOS effect. And also it shows you here, we have a small digital display where if it's ATMOS, it says Dolby Atmos for a second. I don't like the display size, it's very, very tiny. Actually watch quite a few movies, and that ATMOS effect is actually very good. You get that immersive envelope experience. And initially when I got it, as I've told you now, I have it for a couple of weeks, so I really wanted to test it before making this video. Initially when I got it, I was just looking at the back and sometimes what is happening, because you get that effect that something is happening from here, moving from here and stuff. Also moving to some of the sound modes, and this is important, guys, because if you notice Netflix also or Apple TV, almost just about 5% to max of about 10% of the shows are actually in ATMOS. Others will be in the regular 5.1 or 7.2 audio that you are getting. So how does a soundbar behave when you have, let me just go back to Netflix and show you there. It actually shows us it's 5.1 or whatever. For example, this was ATMOS, but many of the other shows or even the movies, example, they are actually encoded in 5.1. So again, soundbar, how does it produce output that is not native ATMOS? And here I would say this soundbar did a very good job. If you keep it on the standard mode, and if it's 5.1, you get that 5.1 effect, or if it's just stereo, you get the stereo effect. But we also have a setting here, if we go, where you can change this, sound mode. Here it's in game, adaptive sound, standard, or surround. And when you keep it on surround, it upscales the audio to 9.1.4. And here I would say Samsung did a very good job, because generally, if you know, in many of these sound equipments, etc., we have that surround mode. But when you invoke it, it sounds very artificial, and you start to hear sounds that are actually not there from the back. But here I would say Samsung did an incredible job in the surround mode, and it upscales the audio very well and gives you a very wide sound stage. So I was watching some of the older movies from 2002, 2003 that were just in 5.1 audio, but I kept it in the surround mode, and then I got really good effect. And the rear speaker just does not keep on blasting all the time if you keep it on surround mode. Only when it's needed, effect is there, it comes alive. So even watching some of the older movies that were not ATMOS had a very good effect on this one. In fact, I would say this is one of those rare sound bars which I actually liked, even for listening to music. You know, music is generally 2-channel, and in the standard mode, if you keep it, it's generally in that 2-channel. But here also with the surround mode, it gave a very enveloping experience. It felt like you were in a live concert or something. So I feel the surround mode has been implemented very well on this soundbar. Apart from that, we also have another mode for like game mode, and I played a lot of Call of Duty with my Xbox One X, and I have to say the positioning of the sound is really good. In Call of Duty, I could get a lot more kills thanks to the soundbar, because when people were trying to sneak up from behind, I just came to know, because the position of the sound was so good, I came to know they were coming from the back, and I could fire at them. So I would say the positioning is very good, and it gives you that bubble effect that you're really looking forward. So in terms of sound, I would say I was very happy with the sound of this soundbar. But now let's talk about some of the cons that I've noticed on this soundbar. Everything is not perfect. And the first big con that I have is you have this display, and it is so tiny. If you notice, I don't know why they have it such a tiny thing on this one, and the position is also very bad. You have to actually stand up to look at it, what's happening. So again, it's very tiny. And also for setting up the individual channels, for example, you might want to enhance the center channel or want to enhance the side firing speakers. Again, you have to use this supplied remote to control that, and you have to use this tiny screen to adjust all the settings, which is actually very irritating. So I simply do not like this one. The next thing is that again, it's a very high-end soundbar. Yes, you also have an app. This is the Samsung Smart Things app that they have, and you can control many aspects of the soundbar. But with this app, you simply cannot do the calibration. That is very silly. To do the calibration, you have to come back to this remote. So I feel they should have provided a separate app for this soundbar, considering it's a high-end soundbar. And also, I hope with the software update, they enable the calibration of individual channels with the app. And also, I do not like the fact that though it's a high-end soundbar, it does not have any auto calibrate option. So actually to calibrate it, you have to use this remote and individually adjust the channel. And again, you have to do it because not everybody's room is equal. So you have to manually adjust it. And it took me about 2-3 days to do it. And it's very painful to do it via this remote, considering the very tiny small screen that we have on this one. Also, moving to equalizers, through the app you can do the equalization, but for some strange reason, I don't know if this will get fixed with the firmware update. As of now, you can do the equalization. Let's say you want more bass, etc. You have a 5-band equalizer on this one, but the problem is that equalization is only applicable if you are in the standard mode. If you move to any other mode, that equalization goes off. It's very silly. I hope they fix it with the update. Also, one peculiar thing happened with this soundbar is that my Xbox One X, I was using the ER connection and it was connected via that. But if I was going via that route, I exhibited some audio lag, which was very perplexing to me. So I don't know if it's a bug with the Xbox or the bug with the soundbar. I hope they fixed this one with the software update. So it was very annoying. But when I connected my Xbox, right now it's connected directly to the soundbar as it has the 2 HDMI ports. Then I don't have any issues of audio syncing or lip syncing issues, and I'm also getting the ATMOS signal. So maybe, I don't know, it's a firmware issue or something, but that is something that I have noticed. Apart from that, I would say I overall like this soundbar. Coming to the sound quality was very, very good on this one. I really and you get that that surround ATMOS bubble effect. You feel that the sound is coming from this side, from the top, so can be very immersive. And again, I would say the effect depends from movie to movie. Some movies have implemented it very well, some haven't, but I also like the fact that surround mode on this one works very well. So I would say overall, if you are looking for a high-end ATMOS based soundbar, then you can certainly have a look at this one. And in terms of sound quality, I would say this was one of the best soundbars that I have tested, and I've also heard Bose soundbars, guys. So I would say in terms of rating, if I have to give it, overall, I would give a rating of 9 out of 10. And now you might ask, why only 9 out of 10? Though I'm telling that it sounds great. The problem is that, as I've told you, some of the cons, the screen on this one is so tiny, so it's difficult and you have to do a lot of operations looking at the screen. So I do not like that. And also I feel it needs some firmware upgrade. For example, as I've told you, that audio lag that I had when I was connecting it directly via eARC, that Xbox. So I feel there are some bugs. Hopefully they can fix it. And I feel Samsung should actually come out with a dedicated app for this soundbar instead of just using the SmartThings app, and provide a lot more functions. If they can do that, then I would say this product will become definitely better. But when it comes to sound, just pure sound quality, I was very impressed with this one. And guys, it's not like that I was just looking at this model for ATMOS soundbar. If you recall, earlier I tested the Sony's mid-range ATMOS soundbar that was about just 40,000, but as it simply did not have any rear speakers, I simply didn't get that enveloping experience. Then I also shortlisted the JBL 9.1 soundbar that was for about 80,000, but I did a little bit of digging and found that with the JBL 9.1 soundbar, you simply cannot manually adjust the levels of channel, and that is very irritating because not everybody's room is different. Here, as I told you, I had to change the channel levels as per the sound setting I wanted. With the JBL, that is simply not possible. So again, I thought I didn't want to take a risk. Then I also wanted to check out, and I did check out the Bose soundbar, the Bose 700 soundbar. But again, the problem with the Bose is that the soundbar just is about 80,000. But you do not get a subwoofer with that. If you want to buy the subwoofer, and you need a subwoofer, otherwise you won't get an effect, you have to spend 65,000 extra. Okay, fine. Then next thing is you don't even get the rear speakers with the Bose. So if you want those rear speakers, add 30,000 more. So the total was coming about 1,75,000 for the Bose setup. But still, the Bose does not support ATMOS because it simply does not have any top firing speakers. So ultimately I gave up. So to summarize, I would say this is a very good ATMOS soundbar if you have that kind of a budget and you don't want to get into a typical home theater setup with doing all those wirings and keeping speakers, if you're that kind of a person, then you can certainly have a look at this soundbar. And in terms of sound, as I've told you, you get that bubble and a very impactful sound effect on this one. And overall, as I've told you guys, I would rate this one 9 out of 10. Anyways guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care guys.